God, I didn't think we'd be back here so soon. I mean, it is a bit sooner because last UK Champs was in November and this is in August. Crazy. What have we got? Oh, no, sorry. This was the 5 blind one. Let me... Oh. No, sorry, this is the 4 blind one. Where's the one I was looking for? Oh, yeah. Here's the one. I've done it again. Doing the video a bit differently this year. I don't normally start out just chucking this in your face, but I got a lot to say. And, yeah. 3 trophies is not too shabby. Always happy to retain my title. Truth be told, it was a bit easier this year. There wasn't as much competition, but it's never for free. And I'm still happy to have pulled it off, and I'm still happy that I did a good job of practicing. Yeah, so... yeah, the video is going to be very different this year, and it will become apparent how that is. If at any point you're not loving the vibe of the video, you can jump straight off, but I have things I want to say to a camera finally, so I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, I mean, where to start? Let's talk about UK Championship. It was a fantastic competition this year, so much better than last year. It was one of those competitions that you just know from the very start of the competition that it's going to be the funniest thing. You know, just a great competition. I mean, I think we've been in Birmingham for less than 20 minutes before we were running up the stairs at a train station and one cuber accidentally farted in another cuber's face. I was already like gasping for air from laughing at that point, and you know, things just kept happening. I mean, what else to say? The results were great. Now I know not everyone did perfectly. Everyone's gonna have those years where they're one of the people that doesn't do perfectly, but on the whole, we saw some really good results. There were a few national records. Harry Dixon with a 4x4 NR. I'm not actually going to commit to saying all of them because I'll forget one. But that was the first one that came to mind because it's his first national record. And we saw people getting their first UKC podiums. Isaac Corker with a podium and a win. Same for Max Tully. Tom Nugent in Scube. And I know I won't remember all of these, but the one that sticks in my mind is Adam De Beer in 3 blind. I'm sure I've mentioned him in one of these videos before because he is like, you know, a really good friend of mine, and I've seen all of his 3 blind progress, and it's just, you know, he wasn't feeling confident earlier in the competition, and so it was just such a nice moment to see him podium. And I'll stick the video on screen. You can see that I get the news that he's podiumed with me. I don't really care about my own win, but I get the news that he's podiumed with me, and I immediately grab all my stuff and start running, shove someone's mum out of the way, and then give her a big hug. Really, really proud moment. And to me, that's the highlight of the competition. For myself, I know, yeah, everyone has their own highlights. So, how has the last year gone? Yeah, it's been an interesting one. So, what's happened since we last spoke? So I had 2 more competitions in 2024 after we last spoke. I had Weston-super-Mare Autumn, and I had Norwich Winter. So, now, my memories are sort of vague of most of these competitions, but they were good. But also not good. They weren't good. Weston-super-Mare Autumn, I got my first 5 blind success after a very long failure streak. So that's nice. But I also triple DNF 3 blind. After giving that whole thing on camera, I triple DNF 3 blind. You know, I mean, I felt that it was a weak performance on my end, that competition. I can't remember too much about it, but I'm sure I had fun. I think I drank too much. That's something that I'm trying to change a bit at competitions, because I do go out and have fun, but sometimes I maybe have a little bit too much fun. And then Norwich. I mean, well, and this is where I'm getting to what I wanted to talk about in this video, because Norwich is one of the worst competitions I've ever had. Nothing to do with the competition. The competition was fine. It was actually quite a nice vibe, small amount of people in a pretty small venue in winter. There was a bit of snow around, I think. It was, that vibe was nice. But it wasn't all that nice. I basically felt horrible for most of the competition. I spent quite a lot of it just sat on my own in a changing room instead of in the actual venue between rounds, because I just couldn't face being around people at the competition. I was very quiet. I didn't really enjoy any evenings out. Thomas Patterson got his first national record, had a dinner to celebrate, and I just couldn't go to it. I couldn't bear it. And it's whatever. We all have days like that. By the time I made my last one of these videos, I was already feeling that way. I'd been through a breakup. I'd been through, I had issues with work. I had issues with just random stuff at home. I was stressed out about my own cubing performance. Everything seemed to be weighing down on me at one time. And, there's other things. I'm not going to just unload all of that. But, yeah. Anyway, I progressed from there. The comps I had this year have mostly been pretty standard anyway. Got a few decent PRs, broke the sub-8 barrier a couple of times. So that's pretty nice. Some big cube PRs, nothing too notable, but nothing bad. It's all fine. Yeah. But what you'll start to see here is you'll see a lot of these videos of me sat in my car just talking. I didn't know who to go to, so sometimes I'd just be driving to or from work, and I'd just stick the camera on and start talking to it. What kind of breakup is like when it's really reasonable, when it's really respectful, and it's, the reasoning isn't bad, and you hate the person for having such a good reason to break up with you. I'm just brainstorming and what's gonna make me feel better. I mean, I just need fun in my life. Yeah, I mean, it helped a bit. Sometimes it's nice looking back to see how my thoughts on different things progress. Sometimes it's a bit hard to look back on it and hear me say things like, oh, I've applied for this job, and then know that in hindsight I did not get that job. But, I mean, life goes on. Yeah, I think I finished off the last clip I filmed by saying like, oh, I'll see you when I next feel shit, and it's been like a week. This time it's just sort of like the feeling of how exhausting it is to just exist right now. It's just like, Christ. Really, I mean, I was sad. I was very sad. I was just sitting there feeling sad on one day, knowing I was going to be sad the next day. Maybe not all day, but I knew that once I got home and all the distractions were gone, that yeah, I'd be sad again. Sorry if me talking about this does upset anyone. That's not really the intention. I just don't want to keep it bundled up inside of myself in the absence of any other feelings. I think sometimes you don't realise how sad you feel. For me, I had someone who was holding everything else back, made everything seem okay, and once that was gone, you know, the floodgates open and all of those emotions hit me straight in the face, like when you step off the plane and that first wave of warm air hits you. It's just all straight at me at once, and yeah, I couldn't handle that. I feel like I'm in a sort of period of time where everything's stopped happening. I really want this to be my year, but here we are. March is more than halfway done now, and I don't think it's been that so far. And you know, alongside that, and I'm sure other people have felt the same way, you get those feelings that you don't deserve to be that way. You don't deserve to be. Everyone else's problems matter more than mine. Why am I sad when this person's got this problem and this person's got this problem, and all I've got is the generic, boring ones? Obviously, it's not right. You know, but I dealt with it. At first, I drew up this roadmap. These are the things I'm going to do in my life that will make me happy again. I don't think I ever saw that piece of paper ever again. So the year went on, and I went to some comps. I didn't go to many. I haven't been able to go to many. I've been to 9 comps, I think. Oh yeah, and most of them aren't too notable. But the first notable competition I went to was the Scottish Championship. And that was sort of the competition that restored my faith in humanity. And there's nothing specific that happened. It was just pure, brilliant social interaction. Had a lot of good nights out, a lot of good laughs at the competition. Notably, a night out I had with Ollie and Fabio, where we went to an arcade bar after a while in the pub. We had some really good fun there. You know, even at the comp, there was some really good laughs. I made head-to-head finals. That was really fun. You know, the whole vibe of that competition was really good, and the venue was great. And you know, I could sit here for hours talking about that, because it was all great fun. And I came back from it being like, I've had a good time. And you know, it was around that time that I realised that whole numbness I had to my very existence was sort of gone. And it wasn't because I'd gone down this roadmap of this is what I'm going to do to get happy again. What had happened is time had gone on, and I just kept doing what I enjoyed doing. You know, same thing happened for Irish Champs. Last week I went to the Irish Championship. Same vibe as the Scottish Championship. I had a great time. You know, there were a lot of good laughs in the venue. It was nice meeting all the people over there. It was my 100th competition, and it was just lovely hearing everyone cheer me on for my 100th competition. 100 clubs to you, happy 100 clubs to Ben, happy 100 clubs to... Got some great results. You know, I was, you know, over the moon on my performance there, and you know, also, another brilliant competition. Really cool place to have gone as well. I travelled quite far to get there. And, you know, it was nice walking around, seeing new places, you know, having a nice night out in a pub in Ireland. That was good fun. Yeah, it's like a bit of a lad's holiday, really. And yeah, then this weekend, the UK Championship. I mean, I just couldn't be happier. I sat at a meet and greet and had a queue of people who wanted to see me and get my autograph and have a photo with me and ask me for blind tips. I mean, I saw multiple people get their first blind podium. I mean, I was happy that I won, obviously, but I had actual tears in my eye when I found out that Adam had podiumed. As well as that, I did my secret game. I do this every year. I do my secret game for my friends. I had the biggest one I've ever had, and multiple people told me it was the highlight of their competition. It doesn't get better than that, because I do that game every year, and for all of the social burnout I get, it drains my battery beyond the point it should be able to go, and I turn into a zombie after running that thing. But it's always worth it, because what I get back is so many people telling me how much they enjoyed it. So, with that being said, I'm sorry that was so dull there and miserable, but the conclusion is I am not sad. I am happy. I'm absolutely content as I am. So this isn't the same video I've made for the past 2 years, because this is what I want to talk about. This is the message I want to get across. And I don't know who this goes out to, but I might as well say it. Because when you get to that low point, you have this feeling that everything's going to be terrible forever and ever, until some monumental event sorts it out. Especially with something like a breakup, you feel like you're just going to sit and be miserable until someone else comes and pulls you out of that mess you're in. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I'm speaking to here, or if anyone who this video is going to reach needs to hear this, but on the off chance someone does, it will get better. I know it doesn't feel like it, but it will get better. You don't need a roadmap to happiness. You don't need to force anything. Things will get better regardless. Just be with your friends and do what you enjoy doing, and time will make you feel better before you know it. Things get better, I promise. And I want to say thank you to everyone who made things better for me. So, here's to another great year, and hopefully we'll have another cheerful one next year. Thank you. I really hope he flies out of it. I don't.
Hope we don't end up in the group.
Does that mean something?
Yeah.
Stop being such a stupid prick. Go on, a bit less this time, yeah? No, stop! Stop!
What? Well, I haven't started yet. Right, go. Hi, I'm Ben Stokes. Welcome to The Giving Idiot.
Long time member of the Ben Stokes
Guys,
This is the vlog you've been waiting
Now
for.
listen, I can't lie, this is not a fucking vlog. And I'm going to lose my sponsorship because of this.
Okay, if you can't understand what he's saying, nor can I. So you're just gonna have to make do with it.
Yeah, that's enough.
That's right. Your point about
I'm gay.